Love you.
Okay, so here we are again, back for another episode of Brad and Mira for the Culture. I'm Brad Listi, and I'm here with my friend and co-host, Mira Gonzalez. Hello, Mira.
Hello, Brad.
Mira, today's episode is brought to you by Wanting, the debut novel by Claire Gia, available from Tin House. Have you heard about this book?
I have not, but please tell me about it.
It was just reviewed in the New York Times.
Wow.
It's a very promising debut by a very gifted writer. I'm going to be speaking with Claire Gia on the Otherppl show later this month. It's the official July pick of my book club.
Wow.
You seem electrified.
Yeah, I mean, I love your book club picks. I think you have great taste, and it's kind of like one step below Oprah's book club.
That's right.
But better, honestly, than Oprah's book club, and I do mean that earnestly. So, I mean, I would check it out.
I'm a kingmaker.
That's right. That's right, Brad.
A queen maker.
That's right.
So how are you doing? I know you texted me this morning and you said you woke up with insane back pain. And so you took like a massive gummy or like a huge weed gummy intake to try to ameliorate your back pain.
Yeah, that's right. I took a massively strong weed gummy. And so like I've probably lowered my IQ and memory like pretty significantly. So, if I sound like I don't know what's going on, that is because I don't know what's going on. Just FYI.
She's in a fragile state. How did you hurt your back?
It's something that just fucking happens to me. Like my mom has a problem too, where she'll just throw her back out to a crazy degree. I think it's a slip disc, or like close to a slip disc. It's like or it's what I've been told when I've gotten CAT scans. But I don't think I've actually slipped a disc right now. I think I'm just having another one of my special lower back muscle spasms that makes me limp a little bit and makes it hard to walk. And so I have an ice pack on my back as we speak. And I did take I checked 100 milligram edible with breakfast.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's helping. The pain is like not so bad right now. I'm able to chat about pop culture with my friend Brad, but,
straight. Wait, is it straight THC or is it some sort of mix?
It's straight THC. I mean, there might be some CBD in it. I think it's just like full spectrum, whatever. But it's not like half CBD or anything like that.
What listeners should be aware of is that Mira is actually hanging upside down to relieve her back pain while she's podcasting. She's dangling from her ankles.
That's right. They're calling me the Spider-Man of podcasting.
So committed is she to entertaining her audience. She's willing to podcast upside down.
That's right. That's right. All the blood is rushing to my head, which is helping with the IQ problem. I can feel brain cells activating that have not been active in months. So, for better or for worse, we'll see.
So I'm just back. Like, the podcast continued because I'm psychotic. I refuse to take a week off. I don't like leaving the show empty. And I don't like that, like going dark or whatever. So there were shows last week, but I was out of town. I was on vacation. I guess that's what you would call it, with my entire family, like my sisters, my parents. It was like a family reunion, and we went to Idaho.
Sounds like a real vacation.
You won't know. Guess how late I slept in today? Like my wife Carrie had to go to a funeral today out in Bakersfield. So a
funeral in Bakersfield sounds like literally the worst combination of things that I can possibly think of. Poor Carrie. Yeah,
it's like 112 degrees out there, and she's got to be like, there's like, dude. It's like there's like a wake. It's like ugh. But she had to get up early to drive out there, and so I had the kids. Obviously, they're inside right now, like doing God knows what, but
burning the house down.
Yeah, who knows? And so I slept in until guess what time today?
Something horrifying, like 8 a.m.
9:15.
9:15. Wow.
Yeah, because the kids were sleeping, and so I was with River because he has seizure disorder. So I didn't want to wake up because then I would wake him up, and he needed his sleep. But I came back from this quote unquote vacation. I went into it in a state of burnout and it was just bone tired, and it intensified my exhaustion tenfold. I was so exhausted when we got home. I took a 3-hour nap I thought I was getting sick. I was like, I think I just ruined myself. And then I got up yesterday at my normal time and just tried to start the week like I normally do at like, with my sunrise hiking. And then today I slept in until 9 o'clock. Which is
Did you hike?
No, because I can't, because the kids are here.
Yeah. Wow. So that's like a real dire state for you to be not hiking and waking up at 9:15. I mean, when do you normally wake up?
5:15.
5:50. What time do you go to bed?
11.
You're literally insane. I go to bed at like 11 and I wake up at like 9:15. Or I mean, I woke up actually like 8:30 today, but like, so I woke up before you today.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll tell you, I got up this morning. Here's the thing. I went to bed at like probably midnight last night. I was even later. And then I woke up at my normal time. I don't use an alarm clock. I just get up.
Jesus.
So I just wake up at 5:15 and then I lay there and I'm like, well, I can't get up. And so I lay there until about 6:45. That was the last time I looked at my phone. And then I closed my eyes and must have passed out again and then woke up at 9:15. So
I mean, like a normal person should when they wake up at 5:15 in the morning. That's like, oh, wake up and you're like, well, why am I awake at 5:15 in the morning? Let's go back to sleep. Good night.
Yeah, I threw off my whole schedule. I couldn't do all the things I normally do, but you got to take one for the team.
Man, that is wild. You actually slept in and you did not hike. Podcast fans, Brad is in a truly dire state. Please send your hopes and prayers for him.
Yeah, in an effort to cope with the mental instability that I'm experiencing in the absence of my routine, I've taken a 200 milligram CBD capsule.
You would be passed out for like several days, like that kid on the pit who had a gummy and was like fucking passed out in the hospital for several days.
It hasn't kicked in yet. That's going to be the fun of today's episode. That at any moment it could kick in. At which point I'll just completely pass out.
Yeah, we're gonna have a contest. Guess the exact timestamp in which the edible that Brad took kicks in, and he begins to pass out.
Yeah, we have to hurry and get through this episode before I become incapacitated. So exhausting. It's like uniquely exhausting to travel with your travel with like just your family alone is exhausting.
Traveling alone by yourself is exhausting.
Yeah, but then you add people, and then I had like my parents who are up in age, and my sisters and all their little kids, and my older sister has like she has a 20-year-old and like a couple of like one's a college freshman about to be a college freshman, and the other one's about to be a high school senior. So her kids are older, and they packed like a vodka in their suitcase and, all that stuff. And probably were vaping. I don't know what was going on. And then
probably were vaping, like just like a assumption because that is like the age range that they are, or like, did you see them vaping?
No, they would just like disappear. And then like my daughter, Evan, is like such a square. She's like, they don't want me around at night because they just disappear. And I'm like, yeah, it's because you're like such a goody two shoes. You're not drinking.
How old is she again?
She's going to be 15.
Okay. I thought she was younger for some reason. I'm old.
Well, she seems, I don't know. Evan's not like she has friends who like act like they're 27 years old.
I mean, when I was 15, I was like doing all kinds of drugs and being a fucking maniac. Like that's like,
yeah,
I was already being insane at age 15.
Yeah. She's not doing any of that. She's still like a kid. She likes to like,
good.
Like yesterday, she like made like bathing suits for her stuffed animals, like literally like sewed them and like put them on as a joke. And like, I don't know.
That is really, really cute.
I know it is, but I'm like, dude, you're 15. Like,
I mean, like I, to this day, do shit like fucking sew bathing suits for my stuffed animals. Not literally that, but things like that.
But you're on 200 milligrams of THC. That makes sense. Like Evan's completely sober doing this.
Yeah, that's impressive that she's like completely sober doing that. She doesn't even need the drugs. She just like straight up sober is sewing little bathing suits for her stuffed animals. Good for her.
Yeah. So it was beautiful. We were in Sun Valley, Idaho, and it was very pretty. It wasn't too hot. It was like perfect weather. I went golfing one day. I haven't golfed. I never golf. But my dad is a golfer, and he's like, maybe the boys should go golfing. And it was like me and my brother-in-law and my dad, like the three of us went out and played 18 holes. And it was, it was fine. I probably shot my weight. Like I was such a bad golfer, but I had some nice shots. I sent you maybe like my best shot. I had my brother-in-law film me, and I happened to hit a good shot. And Mira, I send Mira this video of me, like I'm driving on like the 18th hole, and I connect and hit this shot like right up the fairway. And I was very proud of myself. And so I send Mira a video of me hitting a golf ball. And the first thing she says is like, "Oh my God, look at how pale your legs are."
Okay, in my defense, your legs were really, really pale.
That's where I'm at in my life now. I'm the sad old man with pale legs.
And like you didn't have like if you had like a golf outfit to balance it out, like with like the like hat with the poof ball on top and like colorful shorts, maybe like a lot of plaid or kind of like mixed patterns, like then it'd be like, okay, you have pale legs, but that goes with the outfit. But you were wearing like dad shorts, just like what, like a black like Under Armour shirt or something like that. Like you were just like regular dad outfit.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not a golfer. I don't have the golf costume. I don't do this. But so like golf as a whole.
Maybe put fake tan in your legs.
I should have gotten spray tanned. I desperately need a spray tan. But I also like there's a whole fashion element to golf that I just wasn't ready for. I guess I could have bought, but I'm not going to play ever. The next time I play will be like another 5 years. Like that's my schedule with golf. So it doesn't make any sense to own this stuff.
I mean, the only fun aspects of golf to me, it feels like the outfits and driving the golf cart.
Yeah. And the thing I will say is that hitting a golf ball well, especially with a driver, like crushing a shot, like really connecting.
What's a driver?
It's like the big club. It's the club that you hit off the tee at the beginning of of a hole. It hits the ball the farthest.
Okay.
And that, when it happens, is incredibly satisfying. And I think that's why people play. I honestly do, because it's an incredibly hard game. It's very humbling. It's very difficult to get good. You have to be willing to be patient and make a lot of mistakes and be willing to suffer humiliation. Like you just miss, like you swing and you miss, or like you swing as hard as you can and you by accident like dribble it off the tee like 5 feet and everyone's looking at you. Like but the thing is, like I'm really not that competitive. I don't care.
Right.
I'm just out there like, whatever, you wanted to play golf with me.
Yeah, right. You chose me to play golf with. That's on you. I
you invited me. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm, on a golf course, but, so I didn't have the outfit, and I'm very careful in the sun at my age.
It was like 150 degrees.
No, it was beautiful. It's like 75.
Oh, okay.
We were in the mountains.
Damn, that's nice.
So,
you're in the mountains, right?
Yeah, but it was like that, and then I did a couple of nice hikes, and I only got to hike 2 days up there. We were there for a week, and that's how chaotic it was.
Wow, only 2 days. That's crazy.
Yeah,
your hiking situation is insane.
I'm in the mountains. If there should be any place where I can go for a hike, but like my mom's like, we have to do a family picture. Everyone wear pastels, and I'm just like fucking shoot me.
But you did. You put on all pastels, and you
my sister's
took a photo with your family.
My sister's like, just do this for mom. Just do this for mom. This is her, my parents, like this is, they're up in age and like they wanted us all together. It's like, they were very generous doing this trip. It was kind of their thing. And so it's the least we could do, to do the family picture. So one morning was just eaten up by like the family photo. We're like all posing by this pond. I wore this like, I don't even know, like robin's egg blue, like kind of like this shirt that I'm maybe even, but like more pastel.
Lighter, yeah.
And, I don't think I looked good. I just don't feel like I did, because it was early. I was like,
pastels are not very universally flattering. Not everyone looks good in a pastel.
Well, the last time we did this, it was many years ago. My mom did a family photo on one of these trips. We do this like every 4 or 5 years, it seems like, because it's hard for my whole family to be in one place because we all live all over the place. Mm-hmm. But we did, and my mom's like, everybody wear white. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking die. Like, I feel like
white, oh my God. It's so
like the
unflattering.
Worst. Yeah. And I'm like pale already. I'm like, this is just, we all look like we're dying, So we did a family photo one morning, and then what was the other morning? I forget. There's just stuff happened,
I mean, when there's like that many kids around and that much family around, like you don't have time to do stuff. You're just like constantly occupied with different people pulling you in different directions. That's just what happens.
Just like the thing is, just trying to go to a meal. Like it's like everybody was like, well, what are we doing for dinner? We have 15 people. Let's get a reservation. And then we only rented one car. This is the other part of it. Like we had 15 people. We had one like big, huge SUV.
Not because the one that could fit 15 people, though.
No. But there's like, it's like we were on a campus at this resort. So it was like, you don't really need a car except when you want to like go into town to like catch them to like have dinner or whatever. But you can take like a shuttle from the hotel. It's not hard. But like coordinating all these people and like the teenagers are like half drunk and like, we don't know what time, like, what are we doing? And my sister, like on the last night, like one of my sister's kids, one of her daughters, like just didn't show up for like the departure.
Oh shit.
So my sister gets out of the car and she's like, fuck it, I won't eat dinner. Slams the door. And then I go to the restaurant. My parents were like, they won't seat us until the whole party is here. And like, my dad's like, I can't fucking believe this shit. Like,
now your sister is hungry, so she's going to be extra angry at the daughter, and it's going to be a whole situation.
No, then they showed up late. Like they made the walk. They like took the shuttle down, the shuttle of shame, and like they show up to the restaurant. They like walk in, and my dad's, everyone's like drinking, like and then my niece sits down next to me, and she's like, my mom punched me, and my sister's like, oh, that's bullshit.
Punched me? Did your sister punch her?
No, I'm sure she like was just like I doubt it. I think it was more like dramatic. Like you've ruined this for the family. Oh, and I'm just God. Like I'm on so many gummies, just like I'm just like loading up on CBD. Like you could have performed surgery on me by the end of the week. I was so numb to like everything.
You just like mimicked the effects of ketamine, like with
I was trying my best to somehow replicate ketamine effects with CBD gummies, but I was just trying to hang on. I kind of lost it, I think, on that last night going to dinner a little bit, where I was like, you know how like when everybody's like tense and angry and panicky and fucking weird and annoyed and overtired. Mm-hmm. And then like my policy generally is to just try to just say nothing, like just be like silent. I'm not even going to contribute to this. Like I just shut down.
Yeah.
But then that night I was just like, everybody needs to fucking calm down, which is not like a calm thing to say, Yeah,
it's not going to calm everyone down at all.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, that was a mistake. I should have just kept my mouth shut, but we made it through. And what else? Like basically just to give you like an image of like what it was like you get up, maybe you go hike if it's a good day, first thing in the morning. And then I come back and then I only ate out twice. I ate everything in the condo because I was like, I don't like hotel food. And I feel like
went to Whole Foods and got like your stuff and just ate in the condo.
Well, they don't have Whole Foods. It was like the local mountain grocery, where I paid like way too, it was like so expensive up there for everything. But I got a bunch of groceries and I would just eat at home. I only ate out twice the whole time. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to like hunker down in the condo, like make myself something halfway decent. And then,
yeah, I mean, eating that much restaurant food is kind of gross after a while, it doesn't feel good.
And I just like, I swear to God, all I can think of whenever all these, like, cause it's a bunch of young college kids, like people from overseas who have like a work visa. They're like from Estonia. They're like sweaty and underpaid and like they're not well trained. They're not like really service industry professionals. They're just bringing out like a plate of fries and you're just like,
it's like a resort restaurant. They're not like actually like chefs doing anything like that. Like
no. And there was a bowling alley and an arcade at this resort for like the kids, which was actually kind of great. River really loved it, and we had to take an elevator downstairs. It's in the basement of this resort. And we're taking the elevator down and I hit the wrong button by accident and the elevator door opens and it's the kitchen.
What the fuck?
It's the filthy fucking hotel kitchen.
The elevator, you could push a button and it would take you directly to the kitchen? That's so weird.
Yeah. I mean, it was like the bowling alley was like one level below. And so like it gave me a window. Like it opened up. Nobody could see that we were there. You know what I'm saying? It opened up and I could just hear them And it was like some, people just cussing and like talking shit, and like it smelled awful and it was steamy. And I was like, yes, this is where the food is coming from.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's like, you don't want to know.
Crazy. It's
this is what kitchens should be like. If you're going to have a restaurant, or like, the kitchen should be visible.
Yeah.
Because that way there has to be if there's some transparency.
Some kind of accountability here.
That's right.
It's like nobody is like, able to like, I don't know, wipe the sweat off their head and then like keep cooking or whatever.
Oh yeah. Like God only knows. God only knows. But I was completely mistrustful of the whole arrangement, as I often am. And
especially like a resort hotel restaurant, not like an actually like, higher end restaurant, or even like a chain restaurant that has some level of standards for, inspections and things like that. Like a resort restaurant seems extra, like they don't really have accountability.
I would rather eat from like a taco cart.
Yeah.
Than eat from like a hotel restaurant where
1,000%. I've eaten from hundreds of taco cartons in my life, and I've never gotten food poisoning from one. Like those people like know how to handle their food and are okay, and you can see them doing it. You can see them like cooking it. It's like right in front of you. Yeah,
that's right. So anyway, I would get back from like hiking, and then I would eat something, and then basically I just knew that like my afternoon was going to be like dominated. Like I had to be in the kiddie pool because River can't be like he can kind of swim, but not really. He's only got like one arm, You
can't like leave him alone in there.
No. So my wife's not going in. She's like, okay. And said, like, this is the whole thing. Like we're on this trip.
Does he have like floaties or anything like that?
No, he's too big.
Yeah.
He can, and like, these kiddie pools are like 4 feet deep, maybe five,
okay.
So
you were in
max.
Like a kiddie pool. Like you were like sitting like cross-legged in the water, and you were only neck deep.
Well, yeah. And these resorts tend to have pools that are like 5 feet deep max, just because of liability and stuff.
Okay.
There was actually a lap pool too, but we didn't go to it. This was like the family pool.
Right.
And so I'm in there, and I've got to be like basically shadowing my son, who's got some disabilities, like, trying to make sure he's safe. And then my nieces, I have twin girl nieces who are like 8, and they're just like climbing all over me. And my nephew is like trying to get on my shoulders and splashing me in the face. And I'm just looking over at my wife, and I'm on gummies, and my wife's like laughing at me while I'm just getting tortured.
It's so high. You're just like, what?
And they don't want to get out. Like I'm talking like 4 hours in this pool.
I remember being a kid and being like in the pool for like 3 hours. And, my mom's like, all right, it's time to get out. And I'm like, well, are you insane? Like, I'm going to stay in this pool until it is dark outside. Like, that's like, don't be crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of good because the kids get exhausted. You know how like when you're a kid and you swim all day, like you sleep and like you're so hungry, and like it's good for the kids. And like River loves it, and he loves to be in a pool. So it's like I don't want to like deny him like the joy of like having like fun with his cousins or whatever. But I have to be in there. Like most parents, like you're just like lying on the like the chaise lounge, like drinking. Drinking like a beer or whatever. But I'm like not really a drinker, and I've got to be like the sad dad in the pool on gummies.
I actually love pools to this day, but being on gummies is good. But if everybody around you, were they all drinking? Like all your relatives and stuff like that, like around the pool? And you were just like, no.
Well, no, I mean, my older sister's not a drinker. She'll have like one drink. She's kind of like me. Like we don't handle it as well. My younger sister and her husband live in Chicago, and it's like they're like, yeah, we drink, and it's like that kind of thing. And so my brother-in-law, who's great, he's kind of trying to get me to drink beer with him, and I had a couple beers, but I'm not really doing much. I would order like rosé. And
they were all drinking beers, and you're like, I'll have a rosé, please.
Yeah, I'll have a glass of the Whispering Angel. That's actually what I ordered.
The Whispering Angel.
Whenever anyone would mock me for ordering Whispering Angel, I would bring out my finger to my lips and just be like, shh. I like rosé in the summer. Drink pink. It's good. I don't care if it's feminine. I'm comfortable in my masculinity. I'm not going to apologize for liking rosé.
Like what you like. I think there's no reason to apologize for enjoying what you enjoy. I like a rosé. I sometimes I'll go to a bar if it looks like a kind of good cocktail bar or whatever. Like when I went to that crazy Passover a few months back, and they had a cocktail bar. Like I'll just say, like, which one of these cocktails, or can you make me a cocktail that tastes like candy? Like, just, I want something that just tastes like a Jolly Rancher and is just like sugary and is gonna like give me the worst hangover of all time, but like tastes like delicious and I'm not gonna notice the alcohol in it. And they're always like, all right, got you. And like, it works every time. And I have no shame in it. No shame in the drinking game.
I should have ordered something more elaborate. I think I had a few, like maybe 3 or 4 glasses of wine all week. And then like I had a beer.
Do you like a cocktail if that's like available?
I'll drink like a margarita or like a tequila on the rocks or like a vodka soda, but like not really. I don't like alcohol. I don't like what it does. I just get like foggy and like kind of a headache. And
honestly, I kind of feel
I'm not doing a
way.
hangover.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's like you get a hangover and it's like I always get kind of like nauseated, but like I never throw up from it. I've never I don't think ever thrown up from alcohol in my entire life, not because I've been responsible, but because like, I don't know, my body is just like, let the poison stay there and kill you. That's fine. In high school, obviously I've had a lot to drink, but like I'm just not a big fan of being like drunk or like hungover or drinking. I just like would rather be stoned.
No, my generation, we binge drank. Like I've done it. Like I know, like it's not like I am some sort of teetotaler. Like I've puked, I've blacked out, I've done it all. But I'm 50. I'm going to be 50 years old in like 2 weeks. Like I'm done, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, did that and then ordered my Whispering Angel. And then on the last day, we're in the pool and like I think it was somebody in my family, one of my nieces or nephews brought like a fake turd to the pool. It was like rubber dog shit, which like I can appreciate. That's the kind of thing I would have done when I was like in elementary school. Like thought it was like so funny.
I mean, I still think that's really funny, honestly.
Yeah, and we totally got like one of my sisters. I think it was my older sister. We like put it next to her. So we were playing with this fake turd in the pool. Okay, and it was very fun. You know, I was kind of enjoying myself. And then like an hour later, the hotel staff comes out of like the hotel and they kind of surround the pool and they're like, everybody out. Like there's been an accident and we have to like clean the pool. And it was like a bit like I guess there was like a whispers that like a baby pooped in the pool, but like we never got like official confirmation of what happened. And then like it occurred to me later, I was like, did somebody see us playing with the fake turd and think that it was real? And then the other thing is like we were kind of joking because like as we were going through the week, there was suddenly like one night like this huge kind of security presence at the resort, and it was like, poop. Yeah, they were there to try to find out who the pooper was. But it turns out like you know how there's like this billionaire conference every summer in Sun Valley, and it starts today. It starts this week.
Oh wow!
So like Jeff Bezos, I think arrives there today, like 2 days after we left.
Wow. So Peter Thiel was staying at the resort with you.
Yeah, was about to be there. Like all these guys are kind of coming in on their jets to like do like billionaire summer camp in Sun Valley. And we were joking. We were like, we should shit in all the pools. Like my sisters and I, like, let's just have the kids poop in all the pools to ruin it for them or whatever. And so, but I think like maybe somebody like some like, you know, cranky entitled person on vacation was like, oh my God, these disgusting tourists are playing with shit in the pool. And they told on us. They didn't realize it was fake is the point.
Yeah. I mean, if you're like far away enough, like it looks like pretty real. That stuff is like not like it looks kind of real. And
yeah. And like we put it in a, like, you know, because people were drinking alcohol in plastic cups. And I think at one point we just like threw it in one of those cups, like on the side. People were like, oh, and like, it is kind of like low class. My family's the family that brings like the rubber dog shit to like the pool at the resort.
I mean, look, at least you guys are having fun. I feel like that's gives you a leg up on these other people who are like, oh, like disgusting. Like it's real dog shit. It's like as if you would just be literally picking up dog shit and playing with it. Like that's how trashy you are.
I mean, but it also like, what are you doing hanging at the family pool if you're like some like cranky entitled person? Like go to the other pool and have your like, you know,
or like maybe just like go up to it and be like, is there poop in the pool right now? Like that seems like a more reasonable thing to maybe say. And then you'd be like, no, don't worry, it's rubber poop.
No, wait, throw it at them. Here you go. It's just rubber dog shit.
Oh yeah, here you go. No problem. It's fine. It's calcified.
Yeah, it's all good. That's right. That's right. It's not even, you can't even smell it.
Yeah, it's
so the billionaires are there now. God only knows. I don't think they stay at the resort, but that's where they have like the conference, and then they stay in mansions. I'm sure they have like mansions in the mountains.
yeah.
Somewhere,
And I think even if you shit in the pool, it probably wouldn't matter because you know that like Bezos isn't out there with this like pale fucking weird chest being in like the family pool that you're playing in with the rubber dog shit or anything like that.
He's having a phone party with Bill Gates
That's
and
his stepson,
Sam Altman. They're
Peter
just
Thiel
laughing.
And his stepson.
Yeah. So I flew home. I was so tired. I can't even tell you. We had to get up at like, you know how you always, whenever you're flying home, it's like, oh, our flight leaves. It's like 8 a.m. We have to get up at 5. And I was the driver of the rental car, our one rental car. And so I was like driving my parents and my family to the airport at dawn. And I get a fucking speeding ticket. I get pulled over. And my son is like panicking in the back seat, like thinking I'm going to get arrested. And this like 23-year-old cop comes up and he's like, "Good morning, sir. Like, do you realize how fast you were going?" And I was so annoyed because I'm trying to get to the airport. I wasn't going that fast. It was not reckless. I was with the flow of traffic, but like, I feel like these like Idaho cops, like they know what the rental cars look like because everybody rents these fucking black SUVs, right? So they just pick off these SUVs to fill their quota and to like nail like tourists from California. You know, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You were going 46 in a 25, and that's reckless in the state of Idaho." So you would have been proud of me, Mira. Yeah. So I was like, I just hand him my license, and he like comes back, and he's like, "I'm going to have to issue you a citation." And he's like, he gives me the ticket, and he's like, "You got to pay it by August." And I like snatched it from his hand, and I was like, "All right, good job, buddy." And I just took off. I was like, so, and my dad's like, "Easy now." And he's like, "You make sure to pay that. You make sure to pay that ticket on time." And I'm like, "Really? Like, do I have to? Like, I'm not going back to Idaho anytime soon."
Yeah, right.
And
if you're
even if I do,
Idaho, like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, like maybe I won't. I kind of don't want to. I just want to say, fuck it, fuck you.
I mean, I once got a ticket, and it's the only moving violation I've ever got. It was a speeding ticket in fucking, I don't, maybe it was your home state of Indiana or something like that, when I was on a book tour in the Midwest. And like, when the cop gave me the ticket, it was like, "I'm not from here, sorry. Like, I didn't, like, what happened?" And I was going like 40 something, and there was construction, and so technically I was supposed to be going like 20 miles an hour, but I was not even over the speed limit that I was supposed to be, except for this one block that had construction. I never paid it. I'm just planning to never go back to the state of whatever that was ever again.
Indiana. Yeah,
I think it was Indiana. I don't even know for sure if it was Indiana, honestly.
But I mean, like, if I don't pay it, the only way that I could get in trouble is if I get pulled over again in the state of Idaho.
Right? Exactly. Like, who cares?
Who cares? Yeah. Good luck.
So yeah, never go back to Idaho. That's fine. Or just never get pulled over in Idaho. That's also fine.
Idaho's so weird too. Like, we were in this like tourist pocket, so it was great. It was like people were nice. It was fine. A lot of but other parts of Idaho, I feel like there's Boise can be kind of cool, I think, but you get up into like the sticks in like northern Idaho, and it's like just like Jesus and guns and militias, and it's crazy.
I don't know shit about Idaho. Is it just like largely like farmland? Like, is it like
it's mountains, but it's like, it's very like white. It's like probably got the highest or one of the highest like per capita rates of white supremacist, like militia dudes.
Sounds like a nice place.
Yeah. The state government in Idaho. It's also maybe like one of the whitest state, not even maybe, it's one of the whitest states in the union.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. The white supremacists and the whiteness.
And yeah, there was a guy like a couple days before we got there, went on a shooting rampage. He was like the son of like some crazy MAGA people.
What the fuck?
And he lit like a forest on fire. And then when the firemen showed up, he just started shooting the firemen.
Okay. Wow. That sounds like a cool guy. What a fun dude.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, the parents did a great job.
Started a forest fire and then started shooting the firemen. Like, what's your goal? Like, what is your end game there, buddy? Like, what are you trying to achieve?
I think he committed suicide after that. I think he just wasn't going down alone. But firemen? Like, who shoots firemen?
Right. Like, shoot a cop. At least do something productive. Sorry. Anyways.
I'm going to have to issue you a citation.
Good job. Good job, buddy.
So then we flew home, early in the morning. Jamie Lee Curtis, we always have to drop when we see celebrities, but Jamie Lee Curtis was on my flight.
Wow.
And she had like her little dog with her.
Was it like a baby dog? Like what kind of little dog we talking?
Yeah. It was like a little white dog.
Okay.
And she sat like in the first row of first class, and the dog sat on the chair next to her. So she like bought her dog like a first class seat.
Wow.
Which I can
Was the dog well behaved?
Yeah, it's a sweet little. I think Jamie Lee Curtis seems like a very nice lady. She said hi to River when we got on the plane, which I thought was nice. And she just seemed delightful. She was by herself. Like anytime I see a celebrity flying commercial, I'm just like, okay, like that's nice. You're with the people.
Yeah.
So I saw her, and then also like this is kind of I don't think she's much of a celebrity, but I saw I think Bruce Willis's like second wife, not to me, but like his second marriage with his wife, the one who's like basically been nursing him through his Alzheimer's, and they have 2 kids. They have like 2 daughters, and I think she was on our flight because didn't Bruce Willis? I think he and Demi lived in Idaho and raised their girls there. So we spent. It's worth noting that we were there for the 4th of July.
Oh, you were in Idaho for the 4th of July.
Yeah. And I feel like I was like in such a kind of gloomy mood. It just seemed like the weirdest 4th of July in American history. Like, how do you even process? I couldn't celebrate. I was just like, fuck this. This sucks. The fireworks suck. This country sucks.
Yeah. So. I mean, like here, I have never lived in a place in Los Angeles where I could hear so many fireworks. Like it is insane here because I'm like living like without disclosing my location. I live kind of like on a hill, like on a mountain. And something about it just made it so like every firework in LA was echoing into our apartment or our apartment house, like duplex was echoing into it, like to such a degree that like it sounded like, and I'm not exaggerating, like an actual war zone. And it went on until midnight, and like it would be like, just in the background, you could just hear explosions, then punctuated by like extremely loud explosions of what appeared to be like professional grade fireworks or very close to it being set off by just like our like the neighbors who live at the bottom of the hill. Like, I don't know how they got it. Like, it's crazy. Like, I like have seen some fireworks and like this was like insane.
Well, for people who haven't been to Los Angeles or who have never been here for the 4th of July, I feel like it's just getting crazier and crazier every year because there's obviously so many people here. And for whatever reason, there are a lot of people here who are really into lighting off fireworks.
It's just like an LA cultural thing at this point. Like you just light off a ton of fireworks on 4th of July, as many as you can.
Yeah. And it's like, these are like, not just like little tiny, like snap pop firecracker. These are like big professional grade fireworks that are going off like by the thousands.
Yeah, like we're not talking like a bottle rocket or like those little flowers that like spin around like on the ground, like ones that like go into the air and explode in the sky, like gigantic.
And it's like a war zone. But we had to leave Twiggy with somebody while we were gone, and like I had to go to the vet and get her like tranquilizers because it's so terrifying for her. To,
I know.
like,
I regretted not getting like Xanax or something like that for my dog because one of my dogs is deaf and she just like was so chill and literally could not care less. She like did not know that anything was going on even at all, which is pretty funny. But baby dog, my little Pomeranian, was terrified and like kept like going and like running and hiding like, under the bed and hiding under, like trying to hide under the couch. And it got to a point where like we found out that the only way that we could keep him calm was if Tyler and I sat very close together with baby dog kind of like very like almost smushed between us with a like wrapped in a blanket, like swaddled like a baby. And then he would calm down and stop shaking. But besides that, he was horrified.
Well, it's like, we live in a fire zone, as we know all too well after like the Palisades fires and the Altadena fires of January. Like this town is a tinderbox, and yet 4th of July rolls around and somehow everybody in town where do people get this shit? Like they're not selling it in LA.
Tijuana? Like, do they go to Tijuana?
There's got to be a black market. That's all I can say. And I don't know how you get looped into it. But I feel like people are just like, driving down to Mexico, getting like industrial grade fireworks, get like C4. People are like blowing up cars and shit. I mean, it's just like It's bonkers. It's too much.
I've got this dilemma that I have every year on 4th of July, which is that on one hand, I hate America, but on the other hand, like I love lighting shit on fire and blowing shit up. And like I do have like unfortunate, like now that I have like a dog, like it is different for me. Like fireworks, like I feel like a little bit less affectionate towards them just because it makes my dog so scared. But at the same time, like I grew up on 4th of July going to my grandpa's house, which is right like on the beach in Venice, and like lighting off fireworks on the beach. And if you've ever been to Venice Beach on 4th of July, you'll know that it is just like a wall of smoke and like people lighting off fireworks left and right. And you don't know where they're coming from. They're throwing the fireworks and it's completely insane. And like every year for probably 15 years, my uncle would like get in trouble with the police for like, I don't know, like throwing fireworks with a slingshot or whatever the hell. And unfortunately, I have to admit that I do have a soft spot for that aspect of 4th of July, even though I do hate the United States of America. So it's tough. It puts me in a tough spot.
Yeah, the only part of the 4th of July that felt like quote unquote right this year was the hot dog eating contest. I'm like, okay, this is it. This encapsulates everything you need to know about modern America.
It's the most American sport.
It is. It is the ultimate American sporting event. It is vile and needless and just so like repulsive that
it's America's favorite pastime.
Yeah, just stuffing hot dogs into your mouth. What was the guy? Who's the guy that wins it every year?
Joey Chestnut.
That's right, Joey Chestnut. He won, I think, this year. I have the story here. He ate
70 and a half hot dogs.
Right.
And now I looked it up before this episode, and the hot dog eating contest is 10 minutes. He ate 70 and a half hot dogs in 10 minutes, and that includes buns. He has to eat the buns too.
Do you can you barf?
No. So like I'm trying to remember why I have knowledge about the hot dog eating contest in my head, like aside from having Googled it a little bit. I feel like I might have watched a documentary at some point, because not originally, but like in the early 2000s, all of the people who won the hot dog eating contest were like extremely skinny Japanese guys, which is totally insane. But they
just have like the discipline. Like
I guess so. Like they like it, it's like you like. There's rules like you can have condiments, but most people don't use them. You can have only water. You can't have any other kinds of drinks. You have to eat the buns. You aren't allowed to throw up, I think, for like 2 hours or an hour afterwards or something like that. And you're like monitored. And like you will have your crown taken away if you throw up.
What about choking? Has anyone ever died trying to do this? Like just choke on a hot dog?
Oh my God. Can you imagine like being at the hot dog eating contest and then someone starts choking and they're doing CPR on him and they have to like put a sheet over him because he's died, and there's all these people who've eaten so many hot dogs.
Respect.
He died doing what he loved.
That's right. Like just deep throating wieners.
Okay, like also what is like Joey Chestnut? Like who, why is he named that? Is that necessary?
Also, like, what's his net worth? I bet you he's like super rich from this somehow. He's got like a net worth of like 15 mil.
I mean, he's probably like sponsored by Nathan's Hot Dogs or whatever. He probably gets like various like social media sponsorships with like various different companies constantly.
What does his bowel movement look like after this?
Oh my God, that is so terrifying. Oh, what a horrifying thing to think about. I mean, he must just like take a lot of like laxatives or something.
It's on his Instagram stories. Every year he posts.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That is so terrifying. I am like too stoned to like not just immediately vividly imagine that in my head, and I really don't like it. He is a 16-time champion. Does that mean that he has been eating hot dogs competitively for 16 years?
Probably longer. I mean, that's the thing. Like this guy makes his entire name and living is built around this. He's become like a master hot dog eater.
Around eating fucking 70 hot dogs once a year. That's this guy's job.
But the only time anyone ever cares about him or sees him is on July 4th when this thing happens. And I think that if it's Nathan's Famous Hot Dog sponsors this thing, right?
Right.
It's like So if they want to expand the brand, they need to open this up to celebrities. Like I would watch that. I want to see which celebrity can.
Right, like Celebrity Jeopardy, but it's a celebrity hot dog eating contest.
Yeah, like bring them in. Let's see them. Or we could, because Trump is going to have a UFC fight. Did you see this? He's going to have a Trump has announced that there's going to be a UFC fight on the White House lawn.
What the fuck? There's going to be a UFC fight on the White House lawn.
Just like a bare-knuckled brawl, like a cage match. I mean, just like debasing, as if he hasn't debased the country enough. Like
it's literally gladiator shit. That's what, like, he's having like a gladiator thing on his fucking like front lawn. Like, it's like, that's crazy.
So there should be, I think there should be on Coney Island or wherever, there should be celebrity hot dog eating. Like that should be one of the rounds.
They should do it at the White House.
Well, no, but you could have the celebrities at Coney Island, and then you could have like the professionals like Joey Chestnut. Like that's the main event, but you have the celebrity hot dog eating contest just to see what would happen. And then you do, if we're going to do a UFC fight on the White House lawn, there should be politicians doing a hot dog eating contest on the White House lawn on July 4th.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I think that like political decisions even should maybe be dictated by a hot dog eating contest. Like if you have like, you know, like maybe like the heads of different committees in the House, you know, you could figure that out by like, okay, well, you know, we have like Hakeem Jeffries and whoever, and like whichever of you eats the most hot dogs, you guys, you know, you're the one who gets to be the head of the committee.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi versus Chuck Schumer, hot dog eating contest.
Mitch McConnell. Well, I do declare.
You know, if you got fucking John Fetterman in there, he would like eat so many hot dogs that he probably would actually literally beat Joey Chestnut. Like, I bet he could house like 100 hot dogs in under 10 minutes, like so easily that people would be scared.
I think Lindsey Graham would win easily.
Look, it's the issue is that like if it was like a swallowing hot dogs whole contest, Lindsey Graham would absolutely win entirely. But eating in terms of like chewing and not just like, you know, shoving down your throat, John Fetterman might take it.
Bernie. This is disgusting.
Are these kosher?
These hot dogs are not kosher. They are disgusting.
They are
this
made
is
of leftover meat.
There are people in America in the working class who do not have access to hot dogs.
We need to distribute the hot dogs evenly.
Oh my God. Well, happy 4th.
Yeah, God, happy 4th. Exploding stuff and just eating until we're sick. It's God bless America.
God bless America. So what are we covering today, Mira? What's going on in the pop culture world that we need to discuss? Well,
you know, I'm not really sure how else to put this. What is going on in the pop culture world is apparently a lot of pedophilia. So we have our two main stories, and you know, we try to cover the lighter topics that we can, and at least like not too political topics on this pop culture podcast. But it is just the truth that our first two stories are the two main pop culture stories going on right now, and they do both involve various types of pedophilia, sexual, etc., etc. So our first story is about Diddy, aka Puffy Combs.
Wait, should we have a pedophilia song for this segment or no?
Should we have a pedophilia song? All right, I say yes. Let's cue the pedophilia song.
Watching the kids play, swinging on the swings, yeah, they laugh all day. I dodge at the grill, catch up on the side, jumping in the pool, take a ride on the slide. And
that was
beautiful.
That was our beautiful pedophilia song.
It was rollicking.
Yeah, it was composed by Brad Listi himself. You know, it's been a long process, but it's the first single on his new hit album, the pedophilia album.
I spent a long time at Capitol Records cutting that in the studio.
So our first story, Diddy. So he was partially convicted. Now, what that means is a bit of a mystery to everybody. And as I did say at the top of the episode, but for those tuning in for the first time, for some reason, I am high on, I believe, 100 milligrams of THC. So let's try together as a family to figure out what the fuck a partial conviction means for Sean Diddy Combs. So the jurors, I guess, got deadlocked basically on the RICO charge, the federal racketeering charge, because it's a more complex charge to prove than the other 4 counts, which he was convicted for, or he was found guilty for. The other counts, I guess, are 2 counts of sex trafficking and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. I don't super understand the difference between those 2 things. I feel like one begets the other in terms of sex trafficking and transportation to engage in prostitution. They seem like very similar, but
yeah, and I feel like getting off on, like, not being convicted of RICO is the big deal. Like, that would have been the thing that put him away for a long time.
Yeah, because these charges, I guess, like, have a combination of a total of 20 years is the most that he could possibly get, which I doubt that he'll get his, like, the biggest possible sentence. So it's, 20 years at most, which is like he will be in prison for, a long time, but he will also be then getting out of prison in not that very long of a time.
Yeah, he'll probably get a few years, and then it'll be parole, and then he'll come out, and then what's that? There's going to be a comeback album. He's going to milk the shit out of it. Like, I'm out. I've been liberated. I'm like Mandela.
Jesus Christ.
I've been freed.
I'm the Mandela of pedophiles. He's going to make an album with, like, Kanye and Marilyn Manson.
He's going to be JD Vance's running mate in 2028. Honestly, like, he might be. Like, I say that, and I'm like, Christ. Oh my God.
Yeah, right. With the direction that this country is going in, that seems like probably the next thing that's going to come. I mean, Jesus. As far as we know, Trump is probably just going to, like, commute him, at the end of his term or whatever. He'll do, like, 3 years in prison, and then Trump will commute a sentence, and that'll be the end of that.
I feel like he's got to get religious too, right? He's got to have, like, a deep, like, spiritual, like, display where he's like,
I mean, that's the trajectory, right? It's like you get, like, caught doing a sex crime, you then become friends with people who are canceled, and then you become extremely religious, and you're like, God told me XYZ, thing. God told me to hate the Jews or to not hate the Jews or to, do freak offs or baby oil or whatever. Like, I'm transformed, but also hanging out with a lot of other pedophiles.
I'm trying to think of who's like the big televangelist who would exonerate him or would, like, partner with him, be like Joel Osteen or whatever. He'll start preaching the prosperity gospel or something nutty. But wait, Diddy, like, he made his name as a rapper, kind of like rapping over, like, sampling other people's songs, right? Like, Missing You, right? Wasn't it like he did that to a Police song, that Missing You, when he was, like, missing Biggie? And then I think it's got to be Redemption Song by Bob Marley. He's going to rap over he's going to ruin that song. Like, whatever song he picks to, like,
song.
Yeah, whatever the first single is off of his, like, his comeback album, it's just going to destroy whatever song he chooses to rap over.
Or maybe he could, like, if he wants to be productive, he could take, like, R. Kelly's Ignition remix and turn it into, like, Diddy's Ignition remix. And then he could ruin that song for everybody.
So I read that, like, allegedly, after these verdicts were read and he goes back to prison, that his fellow prisoners gave him a standing ovation, which I question the validity of.
Yeah, who is giving that information to Page Six or whatever? Like, I don't think an inmate, like, has Page Six's phone number and is calling and being like, "We all did a standing ovation." Like, I just really doubt that. Like, he did, like, a walk through, like, the cell block, and they all fucking, how did they even know that he got exonerated that quickly? Like, he had literally just gotten, like, his sentencing. Like, what the fuck? Are they watching, like, TV in there?
Right. And it's like, I don't even know how great it is to get a standing. It's like, yeah, all the sociopaths and sex offenders in the cell block gave him a standing ovation.
Right. Is that a good thing?
Yeah. Not the endorsement you want, but, and like, is he, I feel like he's in isolation. He's not, like, mixing with these people, or is he? Is he, like, in the lunchroom, like, eating with all the guys, and, like, are they all sitting around while he, like, tells stories about the freak offs? And I don't know.
I mean, I guess to a certain degree, like he has to be socializing with people at least a little bit. Otherwise, he'd be in like solitary confinement, which, you know, is like torture or whatever. And he's not. But like, I doubt that he's like I feel like as like a famous person, they're not just going to like put you on the cell block with like a cellmate and just be like, all right, like good luck. Like they normally get some kind of special treatment, some kind of like isolation, something. But I mean, also like, yeah, just for safety. But like, whether or not they actually like did it, I really doubt like they actually did, because the source is his lawyer, and his lawyer didn't see anything that happened there. Even if Diddy told his lawyer, they all gave me a standing ovation, like that's probably a lie.
Yeah, I call bullshit. He didn't get us. Nobody likes him, and that's maybe they kind of. I mean, there's probably some like starfucker people who are like, yeah, he's famous, like, but I think he's probably reviled.
Yeah, there's probably a couple of other like sex offenders in there who, you know, are like, okay, yeah, like you're famous and a sex offender, and I'm also a sex offender. Cool. But like a standing ovation, like, come on, like that's insane. Like that never happened. That's not real.
Ever.
That's
Yeah,
like a movie. It's like, that's just fully not real. So apparently his prisoners allegedly gave a standing ovation, and the only source for that is Diddy's attorneys, obviously. And his fans, which just like, what a horrifying sentence, Diddy's fans outside of the courthouse were squirting baby oil on each other after the verdict.
Like celebrating.
I just like, I'm floored.
I don't think you could find a more terrifying concentration of human stupidity than whatever group of people is standing outside the courthouse holding baby oil, ready to just like slather each other in it upon the verdict.
I mean, collective IQ of maybe 5, you know, like tops, like of all of them together.
Yeah, it's like the gasoline fight in Zoolander. They're just like squirting each other and laughing and listening to.
I just want to be like imagining a day in the life of one of these people who is so dedicated to supporting this clearly sex pest, like clearly rapist individual. They're like, okay, like I'm waking up in the morning, like I'm getting up at 5 a.m. I'm walking to Dwayne Reed, and I am getting all the baby oil that they have on the shelves. And I'm also going to ask the associate, do you guys have any other baby oil in the back besides what's on the shelves? And then I'm taking it, I'm packing it into my big ass backpack that I brought with me specifically to carry all this baby oil. And I'm putting it in my tote bag to carry the extra baby oil that they found in the back, you know, when I asked for it. And then I am going and I'm getting on the subway. I'm going to the Manhattan courthouse, and I'm sitting my ass down for fucking 7 hours, probably wearing an adult diaper so that you can piss yourself because you're having to wait there so long with the press. For some reason, you're allowed there to, I don't know, think of the verdict. And then you're handing out the baby oil to all the different people. You're making sure that it's in a bottle where you can squirt it on each other. You're wearing clothes that you want to make sure you like don't mind getting stained by the baby oil. The amount of effort put into this display of just support for a sex offender, where if like your name is included in a news article here, you will never get employed ever again, because everybody will be able to find pictures of you squirting baby oil on each other after a sex offender was not charged with a RICO charge. He wasn't even exonerated. He was charged.
Apparently Donald Trump was also squirting baby oil all over himself to celebrate.
He would never do that, not because it's horrifying, but because it would ruin his hair. And I mean, that would not be acceptable to him. It would immediately flop over and he would, you know, look like an old man who was balding.
Has he commented on this? I feel like he loves it when sex offenders get off. It's like his favorite thing.
I feel like he maybe made a comment at some, I don't remember exactly. I don't think he's made a comment at least since the verdict, from what I know. Otherwise, I guess we would see. There's like celebrities who have reacted though, including 50 Cent, who is like Diddy's rival and has been for a long time, which is very funny, and I commend it. At the same time, I think he was like arrested for beating his wife or girlfriend. So he's maybe not the best guy himself. But he posted on Instagram, I guess. He said, "Diddy beat the RICO charge. That a boy, man. He liked the gay John Gotti.
Oh, he said, that boy a bad man.
I see. That boy a bad man.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So Diddy beat the Rico. That boy a bad man. He liked the gay John Gotti. The gay John Gotti. What?
I mean, is Diddy gay?
I don't think John Gotti was like, yeah. I mean, on some levels, certainly. I mean, he definitely is like fucking men. Yeah. I think he's like, going both ways also, but he's certainly fucking men too.
And then what other celebrities who weighed in on this?
So, like, I'm just kind of puzzled staring here. So, apparently somebody named Boozy Badass said, I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that. And then added that he was tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls. Now, okay, weird thing to say, but my question is, who the fuck is Boozy Badass?
What kind of fucking name it? These names are out of control. I'm sorry. Boozy Badass? Like, you need to
like
rethink
who the
it.
Fuck? Like, what? They're inventing people now. It's like every day I wake up and there's a new person. It's like, oh, there's Boozy Badass. Here's Benson Boone. Here's Busy Buzzy. Like, whoever the fuck. I'm just like, am I old? Is this what happens? Like, is this just you get to a certain age and then you're like, okay, well, I guess they're just inventing people now and I just have to go along with that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Next thing you know, this kid who's fucking flipping off a piano, I have to know the name Benson Boone now for the rest of my fucking life. I don't know. And now I'm probably going to have to know who Boozy Badass is and Joey Badass and fucking, I don't know, a million other people who are just clearly fake.
Is Benson Boone a real person?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This could be our Brad Learns for the day, although it's like a short Brad Learns. So maybe we could play like is it possible to play like a 3-second Brad Learns song?
Well, I can truncate. I mean, we can make that happen.
Brad's got a flip phone, sweatpants on the weekend, stuck in his own zone while the world keeps moving in.
This is beautiful.
He's lost in the echoes of songs from years ago. Mira tried to show him.
Brad learns who Benson Boone is. Benson Boone is a musician who has one song that you might know if you. I won't play it because we'll get a copyright charge and have to take the episode down. But if you look it up, you'll probably recognize it. He basically screams in the song, and his whole entire thing is that he does a backflip. He does backflips. He is singing a song and he's at the Grammys and he's standing on the piano and then he does a backflip off the piano. And then he's performing at the VMAs and he's singing the same song and then he is on the piano and he backflips off the piano again. And then he does the same thing at the American Music Award. Like, just like it's his entire thing is like wearing like a Speedo with an American flag on it and having a mustache and doing backflips.
Jesus Christ.
That's it. It's honestly like his existence is kind of like one of the funniest things to happen in a while. Like, suddenly we all have to know about this guy who does backflips and his name is fucking Benson Boone. How is that reality?
Yeah.
Like, I'm too stoned to like even contemplate.
I can't keep up.
I'll never be able to keep up. I have so like, I don't know. Benson Boone, I don't think said anything about Diddy, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think we would be quoting it here. But the other person who said something was Kesha, who is she was sexually assaulted and harassed and etc. by Dr. Luke, and she sued him. And Kesha said, "Cassie, I believe you. I love you. Your strength is a beacon for every survivor." So that's better than whoever the fuck Boozy Badass is. Thank you, Kesha.
Yeah, God forbid a woman should speak out against a powerful black man for like subjecting her to like physical abuse and like torture.
Right? I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like, yeah, okay, like black men experience racism, but I saw a video of a black woman getting fucking beat up by Diddy. Like what? Like, are we all fucking insane here? Like, come on. Like, I don't like, there was video. I saw it with my eyes. Like, is everybody fucking insane?
Yeah, guy's a fucking monster. He's a maniac.
Yeah. He's a complete monster and like a total fucking maniac. And like 20 years is certainly not enough. And he should really like be behind bars for his entire life. But he will not be. And Trump will probably commute a sentence. And, you know, he'll be out there making his remix of Redemption Song or, you know, Ignition remix.
Redemption Song. He's going to join. He's got to do like the Malcolm X. He's got to become like Nation of Islam. He's going to change his name to something.
Will Nation of Islam fucking take him?
Yeah, they might be like, sorry.
Yeah, they're like acts of maybe arguably terrorism. That's fine, but we do draw the line at baby oil. That shit's weird. Like let's not get.
We
that
heard
involved.
the audio. We heard the audio of you with I forget that. Remember that audio of him like having sex with that dude?
Meek Mill.
Once you can't unhear that. Once you've heard it,
truly, you cannot unhear that. That was like disturbing, and that was like consensual sex. Like that was horrifying. Like presumably, at least. God, I don't know. It was horrifying, and I don't understand the jury's verdict at all. And I think they must be insane on some level. It makes no sense to me.
Well, speaking of something that doesn't make any sense to me, what is our next story, Mira? Let's continue our pedophile extravaganza.
Well, so to continue the pedophile episode, which I don't think is what we should name this episode, but, you know, it is an option for us.
Absolutely not. It's absolutely not happening.
So up next on the pedophile episode, and that is what we're going to be naming this episode, everybody. Welcome to the pedophile episode. My name is Mira Gonzalez. Our next story is about maybe the most prolific pedophile sex offender, at least one of them, Jeffrey Epstein.
It's an elite pedophile.
Yeah, elite pedophile. Pedophile.
A-lister. He's an A-lister.
You could say. He's an A-list pedophile who, you know, facilitates other A-list pedophiles. So apparently, and so like just to like remind everyone of the sequence of events, basically Trump says he's going to release the Epstein files, the client list. He's going to release the client list. Okay. Musk says Trump is on the client list. Trump then says there is no client list, is the next story that we are hearing here. So the FBI has come out and said that there is no client list, does not exist, and Epstein did kill himself. So just to be totally clear here, they're saying that Epstein killed himself because he was going to be acquitted and there was no evidence, and that Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked kids to nobody.
Why didn't Biden release this shit when he was president?
Because it's full of people that like that he owes something to, and that he needs to like have them not be shown doing something horrifying. Like, I think that if it has enough powerful people on it, everybody is going to stay, you know, really tight-lipped about it.
Like, it would be so destabilizing. Like, all of a sudden there's like videos out of like Trump just like abusing some child, which I think those videos exist.
Bill Clinton, you know, like,
yeah.
I mean, when they raided his Palm Beach mansion, I think it was, they like came out with all of those like CDs that were labeled with like the names of powerful people, and then like the ages of, you know, girls who largely it was under 15. It'd be like the name of a girl.
And what happened?
And then like, you know,
where
15,
did it go?
13. Where did they go? What happened to them? What's on them? What's going on with those? Like, where are we ever going to hear about those again? Like, okay, client list, sure. What about the fucking videos, the actual DVDs that exist? It's insane.
I think that there's got to be somebody in law enforcement who made copies of this stuff, anticipating that there could be a cover-up. Please tell me there's somebody with a conscience who's like, yeah, I've got it. I'm going to leak it to, you know, some paper.
I mean, don't you feel like if somebody did have that, they already would have done it?
I don't know. I mean, you could imagine that if you ever got caught doing that, you'd probably be assassinated. You'd have to be I mean, there's a lot of intense like interest, you know, like, isn't it like Jeffrey Epstein was like an Israeli intelligence operative. I think that's who he was working for, or at least partially. So like,
Mossad.
If you somehow like exposed all that, there'd probably be a lot of angry people in high places who would want you like to be punished. Dead. Yeah.
Right. It's, I mean, like, they, you know, killed Epstein himself. Like, they'll kill any fucking rando who, like, might have the fucking information. I mean, I think that's the truth, is that, like, if somebody ever tried to release it, they would just kill that person and it would be done. And anybody who ever has had access to the files is probably like forever being watched and bugged.
Like, this is like, yeah, the logic of all this is so transparently false and just so dumb. Like, okay, so what you're saying is that Epstein had no client list and he killed himself in prison because he was about to be acquitted.
For what reason?
Yeah.
Right.
If there's no client list and this is all horse shit, then he goes to jail and kills himself for absolutely no reason.
Right. He goes there and he kills himself when there's no evidence.
Yeah. And then Ghislaine is now in jail for trafficking girls to absolutely no one because Jeffrey Epstein had no interest in young girls. This is the logic that they're asking us to accept. And yet
Right.
she's in jail. I don't even know. Is she still in jail? Is she still locked up somewhere? I think. What's she doing?
She's still locked up. She's like got 20 years left in her sentence. I mean, who knows how she's doing? Maybe she's like in prison getting really buff. Like maybe she's going to come out just fully fucking ripped, like ready for like a bodybuilding competition.
She's got prison tats and cornrows. She's fucking all like ripped up, muscly. She's boxing.
She learned how to do her makeup like Chola style with the really high Sharpie eyebrows and the lip pencil around the lips. Comes out with a whole new look.
By the way, when the FBI, when Pam Bondi announced that Jeffrey Epstein had no client list, Prince Andrew was reported to have started squirting Bill Gates with baby oil. Incredible
Jesus
exuberance.
Fucking Christ. Do you remember how Prince Andrew came out and said that the reason why the allegations against him by Virginia Giuffre were incorrect is because he had a medical issue where he could not sweat. And she had said in her testimony that he sweat on her. And he said, that's not possible because I couldn't sweat. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, if any doctors are tuning in here. Doctors are probably too smart for this podcast, but if you're not, and if you're tuning in, I think medically, if you don't sweat, you're just going to die.
And by the way, like a pasty, out of shape British, like oligarch, like if he's in a temperature higher than 65 degrees, that dude is soaked. I guarantee it. He's sweating all the time.
Absolutely soaked. I mean, he's sweating fucking constantly. You could probably find photos of him sweating, and he's like, "Oh, I can't sweat." That's not even possible. That's not a thing. You can't not sweat.
Didn't that girl die? That she died like would she commit suicide? What happened to her?
In a sketchy manner. So she got into a car accident and they said that she like had 4 days to live or something like that. And she like posted like, they've given me 4 days to live after this car accident. Like my organs are failing. And then she lived longer than 4 days. And after like 2 or 3 weeks, they were like, oh, she killed herself. I mean, it's so sketchy.
Yeah, something tells me there's retribution. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
It feels
like,
oh, the car accident didn't work, like better have her kill herself. I mean, it's fucking insane.
It is fucking insane.
Like,
this
her
whole
family
thing
must be terrified.
Stinks. We're never going to know the truth.
No. And I think that I don't think we're ever going to know the truth. And I think that the closest we're ever going to get to the truth is just what we already know.
I think it's pretty easy to connect the dots, but it just seems like maybe the darkest criminal conspiracy, or just like one of the darkest public crimes in my lifetime. And it's getting buried because it implicates too many powerful people.
Yeah. I mean, and it's, it makes you wonder about what's happening right now with Diddy too. Like, okay, he's getting these lesser charges and lesser jail time. For what fucking reason? Why is this happening? Why did this happen with Epstein at first before he killed himself too? It's just seems like in every different industry or every different, every different powerful sphere, there is somebody who is the sex trafficker pedophile who is giving all of the different pedophilia, facilitating all the pedophilia amongst the richest people.
Yeah, he's like a sommelier.
Amongst the people in music or acting or, yeah, exactly. There's pedophile sommeliers in music and acting and fucking politics and, wealth. I mean, it's just every single one. They're everywhere. I wonder who the podcast pedophile sommelier is.
Joe Rogan. It's got to be Rogan.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Yeah, right? I mean, who else would it be? I don't know. I feel like this whole thing is so gross. We need to cleanse our palate, Mira. Do we have one more story to cover today that might take us away from this disgusting world of elite pedophiles?
We do, and it is a lot more. It's a lot more fun. So this last story is much more in line with the thesis of this podcast, which is to talk about bullshit. So Denise Richards of James Bond fame, of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills fame, of OnlyFans fame. Her husband, Aaron Fypers, I think, Phypers. Angry Adam, if I'm wrong about that, feel free to angrily correct me. I will accept it. So Denise Richards' husband, Aaron Fypers, has filed for divorce. This could be a less mini Brad Learns, I suppose, because you don't really know a ton about this because he never watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Is that right?
I don't know anything. I don't know. I know who Denise Richards is, but Aaron Fypers, I've never even heard that name before.
Now, was Denise Richards youthful, like when you were young, like, oh, she's on the cover of like Playboy magazine or Sports Illustrated, like you had talked about when you said that only hot people should be in Sports Illustrated, or only young people, sorry. Like, was she one of the ones?
I don't know if she ever
was. Like,
yeah,
all over it. Playboy. You don't think she was ever?
I don't know if she was in the Sports Illustrated.
Well, if she wasn't, that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, like, yeah, when my memory of her is that A, she was married to Charlie Sheen. And then B, that she was in that movie with Neve Campbell where they like made out in a pool. That was
Wild Things, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie, Wild Things. But you're maybe a little bit old for Wild Things to be like a formative, like sexual experience. Like, I think I know a lot of boys who were like or men who were like my own age who, as young boys, watched Wild Things and they were like attracted to Denise Richards for the rest of their lives, which I think is why her OnlyFans is probably so popular. That, and she is just hot.
I've never seen Wild Things. I think I just know the poster of, and I heard about it, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
It's very campy. And if you like are looking for like a very, very campy movie, it's pretty fun. But it's not like my favorite movie of all time. But so now Denise Richards, she has a show on Bravo that just started airing. I think the season like ended a couple of weeks ago, called Denise Richards and Her Wild Things. And it's about her family with Aaron Fypers, who just filed for divorce. So on that show, just a couple of months before this filing, Denise Richards said that she would, quote, never get a divorce again, because she had previously gotten a divorce with Charlie Sheen. Now, and they said, like, you know, we never get a divorce again. Even if we hate each other, we would just get separate houses or something like that, but we'll never hate each other. This feels like you're cursing yourself by saying that. Yeah,
I have feelings about this. I think people lie about their relationships, and I think they lie about their sex lives. I think it's very common. And when anyone is telling you how happy they are in their relationship and how great their relationship is and how great their sex life is and how, you know, they're so free, and it's all bullshit, or at least partial bullshit. That's what I think.
If they're like pushing that information on you and just being like, yeah, everything is so great, it's like, who are you trying to convince, like me or you? At a certain point, you know? It's like, who are you trying to convince? Like, I don't feel the need to tell anybody constantly, like, we're so happy, like, we're doing the best, like, ever, and we'll never, ever get divorced. It's like, it's weird to, like, just say that to somebody for no reason.
It's just fundamentally dishonest. Like, I know there are probably people out there who have, like, better and worse. You know, it's not like every relationship is the same, but on some level, any long relationship kind of is the same. They're not easy. It's messy. It's good and bad and in between. And, you know, it's very rewarding, and it's not like there's no reason to do it. There's good reason to do it. It's like, it's a great thing. But I just think when you feel the need to like constantly Instagram post about it and advertise your happiness, I just feel, I never trust it. I'm like, okay, this person's full of it.
Because it just doesn't feel realistic, or it feels like if that was the real reality of your relationship, you wouldn't be posting about it. you would just be living it and existing in a happy relationship, and that's fine. You know, like you can feel to yourself, like, I'm never going to get divorced, and that's fine.
Well, in all these polls in magazines, like couples like are asked how many times a week they have sex. People lie. I think people
14,
lie.
like it's just.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's exhausting. It's exhausting. Maybe if there's like two nymphomaniacs who found each other, okay, fine, like maybe. But the average couple, like, 10 years into a relationship, please.
Right. And it's like also like it goes up and down or whatever. Like it depends. Like you'd have more or less, like depending your relationship is a million years long. Like, of course, it's going to like change depending on various circumstances. I will say, I do think that Denise and Aaron were fucking, because if they weren't, their relationship really makes no sense. Like they get along well enough, but I think like really the fucking was like the main thing about their relationship that really worked for them, because
I could see that.
Aaron's fucking weird.
What is he? What is
like,
his? What does he do? Who is he? Is he an actor?
So he is like kind of an actor. He was formerly, before marrying Denise Richards, he was married to Nicolette Sheridan, and they had a pretty not amicable divorce. Nicolette Sheridan, I don't even know how to describe who she is. She's like a recurring side character in conversations on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and you never see her in real life. But so Aaron was Denise Richards' energy healer. So he practices something called frequency medicine, which is like bullshit. But so if I'm reading the definition of it, it says frequency medicine encompasses a range of therapies that use electromagnetic or mechanical waves of specific frequencies to diagnose or treat health problems. It's based on the principle that different tissues and conditions resonate with particular frequencies, and by applying the appropriate frequency, healing or symptom relief can be stimulated.
How do you apply the frequency?
So it's just, I don't know. So like, okay, common applications. Frequency specific microcurrent. It involves specific electrical frequencies to the affective area. So it's like they put a little thing on you, and I guess it like puts microcurrents through affected areas. It's like a little like sticky thing that they put on your body, like when you like have like your heart monitored or something like that. I mean, it's bullshit is what it is, but I don't think he even did the one with the sticky things. He did like an energy healing type of this, where it was like a reiki frequency medicine sound bath kind of fucking thing that is just the most bullshit crazy thing I've ever heard in my life. And then they fucked during one of her sessions, and then they were dating ever since.
Isn't Reiki where like Reiki's like where you don't even touch the person, you just like put your hands like above them and transmit energy?
Yeah, exactly. It's the one where you like put your hands above somebody and you like, do some fucking woo-woo shit with energy, and you're like, wow, you've healed me from whatever the fuck. But I mean, this guy has some truly fucking insane beliefs with his weird health shit, though. Like he was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills with Denise Richards sometimes. Just as a quick aside before we get more into this divorce, he believed that pharmaceutical companies were following him and tracking him and spying on him because of his different medical discoveries that would make their medicine obsolete, I guess. One of his medical beliefs or discoveries or whatever is, and try to follow me on this one because it's truly insane. Okay, so he believes that cancer is actually life-saving, as in like you would have died in 10 minutes. He literally says 10 minutes specifically, except for the cancer showed up and killed the thing that would have killed you within 10 minutes. And so the cancer is actually trying to save you. But then if you get rid of the cancer, or try to get rid of the cancer, if you, try to cut out a tumor, or if you try to get chemotherapy, then the thing that was going to kill you in 10 minutes will slowly come back and kill you. So you have to keep the cancer?
Do these people live in Malibu?
It is... They do. They do live in Malibu. Absolutely, they live in Malibu. And
like 1 out of 3 residents of Malibu believes that the pharmaceutical industry is following them and, is trying to like ruin their life because they've come up with some healing philosophy.
1,000%.
I mean, it's like this is just the capital of these kinds of people.
Absolutely. They're like, oh, I've put my crystals in fucking like water that was like blessed by a priestess, and that water, you know, also had rosemary in it, and I've healed my eczema, and now the pharmaceutical industry wants me dead. Like, it's like literally like gang stalking territory in terms of like how insane they're being.
When I first moved to LA, I was like apartment hunting, and I found this like listing for like this mountain, you know, cabin in Topanga Canyon. And I was like, oh, maybe that would be good. I could like have this like hippie life and live up in the canyon. Wasn't that where Charles Manson spent time? I was like, this is going to be like the quintessential, like funky LA, like my 20s would be spent up there. I had all these like visions. And so my buddy and I, who were going to be roommates, we go up to look at this thing, and like the weirdest lady you could possibly imagine seemed kind of fucked up. She starts guiding us around this property, and then she takes us out to this shed and back, and we walk in, and I like immediately feel like this crunching under my feet. And I was like, what the fuck? And then like she pulls a string, you know, pulls a light string, and the light comes on. And I look down, and the floor is like 6 inches deep in psilocybin mushrooms. And she's like, oh, ha, ha. She's like missing a tooth. She looks kind of like a witch. You know what I'm saying? She's like, ah.
Like the whole floor. Like there was just like piles of it, or they were
No, it was just on the floor. Just like that's where she kept them. And we were like, oh my God.
What the fuck?
It was bizarre.
Animals are going to eat them and shit. Like, that seems like such a bad way to store your mushrooms.
It was like unsanitary.
Like, what the fuck? Like, that's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, at least be more careful with your mushrooms. Yeah. That's like, you could have a disgusting house, but you got to keep your drugs safe.
Yeah, what a terrible, Mira's so offended.
I'm like, damn, like you're wasting all these mushrooms that are perfectly good. So anyway, they do in fact live in Malibu, and they do in fact believe the pharmaceutical industry is after them, which probably that mushrooms lady also did.
No doubt.
To imagine. And like at least half the population of Malibu and Topanga believe the pharmaceutical industry is after them, and for at least 25% of them, it does involve something like energy healing or frequency healing or Reiki healing. So Aaron filed for divorce against her. And in this divorce filing, he did several weird things. The first of which was that he claimed that him and Denise have no minor children, even though previously everybody believed, and they always said, that he had adopted Denise Richards' 14-year-old adopted daughter Eloise. So to be clear, Denise Richards, after she divorced Charlie Sheen when she was single, adopted Eloise as a single mother. And then when she married Aaron adopted Eloise, or maybe even before they got married, he legally adopted Eloise, or apparently not, because apparently he's saying that they don't have any children. So I don't know what the fuck is up with that.
Instead of actually signing the adoption papers, he just like put his hands above it, like hovered over it, transferred energy to the paper.
Yeah, the paper was just so vibrating with energy that even the most insane things that he said would make the reader feel like it was reasonable. So in the divorce filing, among the possessions that he filed to claim as his own separate property were his power tools, which he listed twice. Of all the things in his fucking Malibu house, of all of the like expensive things in the house, he was like, you better give me my fucking power tools back. I need my fucking drill saw. I need my fucking whatever the fuck. Like any like kept specifying like cordless and corded electric power tools. Any power tools. I want all the power tools. Like, the man is out of his goddamn mind.
What is a drill saw?
A drill saw is something that I invented because I have zero experience with power tools, because I shouldn't be trusted, because frankly, I will hurt myself. It drills and it saws.
I was going to say, this is
don't tell anybody.
Yeah, by the way, the power tool industry is also after Aaron Pfeifers. They're pursuing him because he's come up with an incredible tool called a drill saw.
So in this divorce filing, he also listed out the money that they make and spend. Denise Richards earns $250,000 per month from her OnlyFans, from her TV show, and from various brand deals. Now, he lists the expenses that they have every month for himself, Denise Richards, and their adopted daughter, Eloise. The other daughters, Charlie Sheen's kids, support themselves. So each month, they spend $105,000. Like, insane amount of money. Now, here's the breakdown. $25,000 in food costs between groceries and eating out. $20,000 in clothes, $18,000 in rent, and $15,000 for entertainment. I don't know what the fuck that entertainment means and how they're spending $15,000 on it. Is it prostitutes? Is it sex workers? Like, what is that?
Yeah. It's like you have like private concerts in your backyard, or
they're like hiring Lady Gaga.
That's right.
To perform a quarter of a song every month.
She's like, I'll come over. She lives down the street. She's like, I'll come over if you do some Reiki on me.
Yeah, I need some frequency healing.
Yeah, I need some frequency healing, and I'll sing 2 minutes of Poker Face.
Yeah, she'll just sing the part, and then she'll be like, all right, I'll come over tomorrow and finish the rest. So Aaron claims that he has had no income since shutting down his wellness company in 2024, which was called Quantum 360. So I only can imagine what the fuck he is doing with Quantum 360.
Nothing.
But I have to imagine maybe it's like nothing. Maybe it's like, frequency healing to like promote cancer.
I mean,
in a positive light.
How many bros in America are quote unquote CEOs of wellness companies with the word quantum in the name? I feel like there's like more than 1 million.
I mean, I'm watching Love Island right now, and I'm going to say like probably an average of like 70% of the Islanders have a wellness company called Quantum something. Yeah.
I was like 1 out of 3 Joe Rogan listeners is a CEO of a wellness company with Quantum in the title.
And they're soon going to be pursued by the IRS for tax problems.
Yeah, we'll see. But I feel like I do have to say this feels like a trend. Denise Richards, hooking up with her Reiki masseuse and energy healer. I just read as we were getting ready for this episode, like it was a, kind of an in-passing story that Jennifer Aniston is now dating her hypnotist, which is interesting.
That seems like questionable. How could you ever tell if like she actually liked him or was just being hypnotized?
That's right. You are attracted to me.
You would never know.
For reasons you can't even explain. You're going to tell your friends that I'm an incredible lover and my penis is enormous.
You're going to call Page 6 and tell them I'm a very generous lover.
That's right.
I mean, I guess there's no way to know. She could be being hypnotized. I could be being hypnotized.
Yeah.
We could both be being hypnotized.
Imagine, like, you're Jennifer Aniston's friend, and she's like, yeah, I'm dating a hypnotist.
I mean, I'd be concerned.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. I don't know what's going on. I think she seems like a nice lady. I hope she's happy. I hope she's hypnotized. I mean, maybe it would be great.
She's not being hypnotized.
Maybe it's great to be hypnotized. What are we talking about? Could be the best thing ever.
I mean, yeah, it sounds kind of cool to me, honestly. Like someone else just sort of taking control of my brain. I'm sick of it up there.
Yeah, I've had enough. It's too much work. Let me outsource this. So anyway, I'm glad to learn about Denise Richards and Aaron Pfeiffer's. I'm really happy to now have them in my pop culture library, my mental library. And hope it all works out. I hope that the divorce is amicable. And, I don't know who he's going to marry next. It seems like he's on a path in life where it's got to be some sort of like C-list celebrity, like woman.
Yeah, someone who like 90s like sex symbol, like Brooke Shields or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who will be next, but we'll just have to kind of tune in and see. This has been a stomach-turning conversation, Mira, centered on Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein, and then the palate cleanse with Aaron Pfeiffer's, his power tools, his Reiki healing, Denise Richards and her $105,000 a month budget, her $25,000 food budget per month, and her $15,000 monthly allotment for quote unquote entertainment. I've learned a lot, and I've gotten stronger, I think, as a result of this conversation. So it's great to see you. I'm very impressed that you managed to stay semi-coherent on 100 milligrams of THC, and we will talk to you next week.
Goodbye.